East Coast
for
to
having me.
West Coast. Yeah. And it was so nice that you accepted our invitations in such a busy schedule. So I can say Vah Baba Vah and Va Drama Vah. So I don't want to more take the time. You can continue now. And at the end, they can ask questions and you can conduct the meditation. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, and it's our fortune. Nice to meet virtually. These are all the special scenes of drama. Every time different opportunities. And actually, although there is this situation in the world, it somehow brings the Brahmin family closer. Joining LA class. Never thought that would happen. Anyway, very nice that you all are revising the 69 Murlis and those early Avyakt Murlis. They have many secrets on the Avyakt stage, on Brahma Baba's effort, and Baba revealing many aspects of the effort to make at this time. And this Murli also very nice, short Murli, but very pointed, very clear, and very straightforward. So we will read it, and wherever needed, we will stop and make some comments, and feel free also, if something is not clear, to ask. And this is the Murli that is of 9th of June, 69. So almost 6 months after January 18th. And when you read those early Avyakt Murlis, Baba many times starts with the similar question. And this Murli also, are all of you stable in the Avyakt stage whilst you're in the corporeal form? So whilst in the drama, whilst in using the body, is the stage Avyakt. What do you call Avyakt stage? Do you recognize it? First, there is the recognition of Avyakt stage. First, you need to know what it is. You need to recognize. And then there is the discernment of it. Am I in the Avyakt stage or not? Do you have knowledge of both these aspects? What do you call Avyakt stage? And then Baba, many times, Baba used to ask questions. One way that is very educational, but it in the sense that it stimulates us to think. But also Baba likes interaction. And so he asks questions, and then the answer comes. He says, what do you call Avyakt? And they say the absence of the awareness of the corporeal. And Baba then says, how can there not be awareness of the corporeal form of the body when you are performing actions with the body. So you are aware of the corporeal form of the body because you're doing actions. How much do you experience having, how much experience do you have of the Avyakt stage whilst being in the corporeal? So Baba is not saying that we are not aware of the body. Baba is not saying you are not aware of drama. You are aware of all of that. You are aware of the part that is being played. You are aware of the body. But stage is Avyakt. So what does that mean? Anyone want to say? What does that mean? Avyakt stage.
Our mind with Baba.
Mind is with Baba. Mm-hmm.
In soul consciousness and remembrance of Baba.
Mm-hmm. Would be good.
As we are doing all our daily duties, we always say that, we are doing whatever Baba is asking us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the soul that is doing, it's not our physical form which is doing. So we have to keep reminding ourselves all the time about that.
Very good. Very good. No, but Sunday, Murli, one image Baba was using is the image of Karanhar and Karavanhar. So like the body is the hand, the soul is using the hand to do things. But there is the awareness that the soul is the real self. So that is one way to practice. And another feeling, another way to practice is soul is like a guest in this body. Soul is a guest in this physical world. Soul belongs to the soul world. Soul belongs to the Supreme Father, belongs to that home. And soul comes here in an aura of light, in the aura of the 5 elements. Like an incarnation. Soul is a guest here. So whilst performing actions, there is not the feeling of mine or I. No, soul is just here playing the part. So there is awareness of the body. There is the awareness of the physical surroundings and drama. But mind is beyond. Mind is aware of the beyond. Mind is aware of the company of Baba, the presence of Baba. And soul is more interested in Baba than in the drama and in the sense experiences. So there are different ways to play with this. But Avyakt means there are no gross, there is no, what is the word? There is no temptation or pull towards the gross. The pull is towards subtle Baba, incorporeal Baba. But Baba sends the soul to perform a task. And this body is like a tool to perform the task. But there's no feeling of I or mine connected to the body. There are no desires of the sense experiences. So task is done for God. Body is used for God's task. Mouth is used for God's task. Eyes are used for God's task. Not I am doing or mine. In the sense of I, this tiny living star, in the company of the Supreme Star, in the company of Sato, Brahma Baba, who is also like a living star in light. We are using this body for Baba's task. So Baba is saying, are you in this stage? Are you experiencing whilst you're using the body, whilst doing all the physical things? And so today, Baba wants to ask all of you this. What is the longest time you spent in this stage? What should be the longest time? Do you know? And they're saying 8 hours. Baba says, looking at the complete stage, even 8 hours is not sufficient. No, actually, to attain that complete stage, we have to be in that all the time. According to your present effort, is 8 hours too much? And nobody raised the hand. Acha, those who reach 6 hours, raise your hands. Baba's asking. 6 hours, anyone? Again, no one raised their hands. Acha, those who have reached 4 hours, raise your hands. Some raised their hands for 4 hours and some for 2 hours. Baba says, according to these results, how much time do you need to make effort? No, because it is like you're in that stage and then you go back into the gross. You're in that stage and you go back into the gross. The moment you're in the gross, you're feeding again body consciousness. So you come out and then you go back into body consciousness. Then what is the point? And Baba saying you should be in that stage all the time. That will lead to the perfect stage, the complete stage. So even 8 hours is not enough, he's saying. The course has finished. You are doing revised course. But even then, the majority of you is ... What is the reason? And so he's asking now, why are we not in that Avyakt stage most of the time? All of you are making effort, you have enthusiasm, you have the aim, then why are you not able to do it? They say lack of attention, Baba. And then he says, in which aspect do you lack attention? What causes a lack of the practice of the Avyakt stage? All here are effort makers. Is there anyone who is not an effort maker here? Since you're making effort, why is this practice lacking? What do you have to do? Why are you not able to remain introverted when you want to? Why do you become extroverted? All of you have become enlightened souls. Whilst being clever, whilst being enlightened, why do you become senseless? The course for understanding has finished, so you must have become sensible. Then why are you still senseless? Baba repeats, like a chit-chat. It has been seen that the main reason is, so he's asking, why don't you have attention on this practice? The main reason is that some of you become careless. And you can also call this laziness. And the sweet form of laziness is lethargy. There are many forms of laziness. The majority of you have laziness or carelessness in one form or another. So Baba starts saying, are you Avyakt whilst in the body, whilst in the drama, whilst playing the part? Are you Avyakt? Do you have that practice? Do you have that practice constantly? And if you don't, it means there is carelessness or laziness. So what is this carelessness or this laziness? There is a desire and also effort to do it, but because there is laziness, you are not able to make the effort you should be making. Then Baba comes to the point. When there is greater knowledge in the intellect, there is greater carelessness also. Those who consider themselves to be less clever, they make intense effort. Those who consider themselves to be very clever, they become more careless. The desperation to show and do something that there was used to be in your effort has now finished. You understand what Baba is saying? So what is that carelessness that prevents us from practicing? Anyone? He's saying those who consider themselves to be very clever. So when we come in Gyan, we are amazed by this knowledge. We jump in it wholeheartedly and we do everything that Baba says, and we study and we are like fascinated by everything. And that childlike enthusiasm to do everything. And more we study, more we practice, more experiences we have, our understanding grows. And then what happens? We get into the ego of how much we know. And then that ego thinks, oh, I am okay, I am good. So we become careless. We get into the old routines again, that enthusiasm to make effort is not there anymore. We get into what can be called like Brahmin ego. We settle in and we think, oh, I already know. And sometimes morning class, remember there was a time when morning class, everyone is there for meditation. And then 6:30, Murli starts. And at the end of the Murli, everyone is still sitting. And we have our 5-10 minutes meditation to close the Murli. And sometimes what happens? Now people don't come for meditation anymore. We think we can just sit and listen to Murli. But that what would be the word? That humility and that recognition of how much I need to practice, and the value of the vastness and the supreme nature of what Baba is teaching us, to have value for that. And to never think, oh, I have known it all. There is always more to know, and there is always more that I still don't fully grasp. And underestimating the Avyakt stage that has to truly be grinded in over a longer period of time just to grasp it. And Baba saying that ego, that carelessness make us not practice as much as we should. Because of laziness, also carelessness. So the desperation to show and do something that previously you used to have in your effort, that is now finished. You have become content. Not content in the wrong way. You have become content with yourself. Oh, we have understood the knowledge. We are doing service anyway. You must not be contented in this way. There should be that compulsion and that enthusiasm in your effort. Just as when the ones in bondage are desperate, they make intense effort. However, those who are not in bondage, they become content and they become careless. And Sakar Murli's Baba also mentions this sometimes, that those who live here, meaning those who live in Madhuban or those who live in centers, they don't remember him as much as those who live in bondage, those who are married, those who cannot come to meet Baba. Their kind of desperate circumstances make them make so much effort. Whilst those who are here, they think, oh, I am good anyway. Baba calls that carelessness. And this is an obstacle in attaining that full, complete state. And there's this saying, good deprives you from best. And so we think we are good. But because we think we are good, we're okay, I know it all. We do not make that real, refined, highest effort to attain best. Carelessness. So the ones in bondage, they are desperate and they make intense effort. However, those who are not in bondage, they become content and careless. This is the result that Baba is seeing in the majority of effort makers. Always think that you are becoming number one effort maker. Not that you have already become that. When there is the knowledge of all three aspects of time in the intellect, then you feel that you are even more clever. You were also told previously how you become a master when you should become a child, and how you become a child when you should become a master. This is another Maya happening inside. So you are making sweet effort in the form of a child. You have claimed a right to the kingdom, and you have also received the tilak. However, this slack and sweet effort will not do anymore. More you remain stable in the form of Shakti, the more powerful your effort will be. And at present, your effort is not powerful. It is slack. You are effort makers, but there isn't the power that there should be in the effort. And then Baba gives a method to fill your effort with power. Keep a point in front of you, with you, in the morning. Just as you have a heart-to-heart conversation in Amrit Vela, in the same way, to make your effort powerful, retain one or other point in the intellect. So this is another aspect. Sometimes when we listen to Murli, we accumulate 20 points. But when Murli class is finished, those Murli points stay in the Murli notebook and that's it. But Baba says, take one point and during the whole way grind it in. Come back to it again and again. See it from different angles. Experience the depth of it. Ask others what their practices are, their intoxication. Ask seniors. And then that is you're grinding it in. That point becomes you. Baba saying that is one way to put power in your effort. So this Avyakt stage, stay with it. Come back to it again and again. Practice that guest consciousness, for example, that angel, that living star in an aura of light coming into this realm of matter, into the aura of the 5 elements. Practice this again and again. That consciousness of one who has incarnated for God's mission. And then after the task is finished, go back home. Do it again and again and again and again. The other day Baba told us we have to do the drill of these 2 stages. Avyakt, incorporeal. 12 times a day each, at least. That is what Baba calls intense effort. Take one thing and do it the whole day. Come back to it again and again and again. Not we write it down or we say, oh yes, very good. And then close the notebook and then continue in the body conscious mode. Now you need to make special effort. The days of ordinary effort have now passed. And Baba was talking this in 69. You know? Just as you hold special functions in the same way, understand that there is very little time. You have to have a program for making special effort. Keep the aim of making special effort and move forward. Now, this is another aspect that helps us focus and get into that higher level effort, is the awareness of time is short. And Baba sometimes asks us, are you waiting for, does time become your teacher, or is Baba your teacher? So as Brahmins, we have the fortune and the privilege and the honor that God is teaching us. He's telling us before time what to do, how to do. Are we making use of time or are we busy? Drama is heading towards destruction. Drama is heading towards uninhabitable scenes. So are we ready? Are we beyond drama? Do we see the drama as a play, as a story being acted out, and the play is finishing? How much do I experience myself still to be a human being? Or do I truly feel, no, an immortal, spiritual being of light, a living star, a royal, celestial being? That is the real self. And whatever happens to Rona, whatever happens to the body, that's fine. That is the script of the drama. Is there that strength of soul consciousness already? Under provocation, even under provocation of what happens to this character and this body, the soul is free. A tiny living star in an aura of light. That is the real self. And this is just the tool or the car or the vehicle. Then we will be free when the scenes become more and more and more difficult. And we can see others like that too, helping them become free from their attachments and their egos. Only if we are free. See them in their angelic form. See them in their incorporeal form and relate to them and interact with them with those vibrations. So now time for ordinary effort is finished, Baba is saying. Have the aim to make special effort and move forward. If you still continue to move along with this poor result, then what will be the result of the exam that is yet to come? Now the other day Baba was saying this is just rehearsal still. More difficult exams are yet to come. And so in order to face them, you have to make intense effort. If the effort is ordinary and the exams are difficult, then what will be the result? Acha. An intense effort doesn't mean clenched fist and physical tension. But intense effort, one time Baba defined intense effort is when it becomes natural. So to the practice of the Avyakt stage, repeatedly and over with intoxication, with recognition of the beauty and the greatness of it, so that it becomes natural, that it becomes the default. That is intense effort. But that will not happen if I think in the morning, oh yes, I'll be Avyakt, oh I am angel. And then I close my book, I go about whatever my daily activities and I forget about it. To repeatedly, deeply inside, hold that thought and immerse the feelings and the experience of the angelic soul, the living star in that aura of light. That star who belongs to a different world. That star who belongs to God. In that aura of light makes the body move. And then there is a meeting with brothers. Today Baba is meeting the brothers. Are you content with your effort? To what percentage are you continuing along? Those who consider themselves to be following Srimad, 75%. Raise your hand. 75% Srimad. Many raise their hands. And then Baba is asking, Acha, what is the main Srimad? The main Srimad is to be on the pilgrimage of remembrance for as long as possible. Because it is through this pilgrimage that there will be success in purity, in divine virtues, in service. What is the chart of remembrance for those who follow Srimad 75%? Their chart of remembrance should also be 75%. Such a soul is called one who follows Srimad completely. So today the brothers have been put in front. Sisters have been asked to come back later, because whenever a meeting is taking place, the sisters quickly come running, whereas the brothers remain watching. Sisters always. I had one time, I remember in Madhuban, there was a brothers meeting, and still sisters wanted to go also to be in the brothers meeting. The brothers have to be given a responsibility also. In fact, it has already been given. It has been shown in your picture that after the copper age, you lose your crown. In the same way, you have been given the crown of responsibility. No, Papa's talking to brothers, but sometimes you knowingly take it off, and sometimes Maya takes it off, meaning they don't want the responsibility or they're not fulfilling it. In Satyug, crowns are so light that you cannot even tell there is a weight on your head. Do the scenes and scenery of Satyug come in front of you? Do the scenes of Satyug come in front of you by themselves, or do you make them emerge? As you progress further, the scenes of Satyug will come in front of you even when you do not have a conscious wish. And so that is a sign that we are moving towards the complete stage. The scenes of Satyug will emerge in front of us. As you come closer, the scenes will also come closer. You have to go to Satyug and play there. This is fixed. I'm not sure, should I finish or should I leave some time for questions?
Anyone have a question right now? Or sister can share more, please let me know.
I think she can share more.
Okay. Rona, you can share more.
She can share more.
Okay. So I'll just finish it. Because this is an interesting and good
And
message.
you can also share your experience, what you really feel about.
Okay. So the main message to the brothers is that that they should have both responsibilities. Their responsibilities to Baba and the Yajna. They should fulfill that, and their Lokik responsibilities also. But the Lokik responsibilities should not be the most important. Most important should be Baba and Baba's the responsibility towards Baba. So when listening and reading these Murlis, it becomes very clear, no, what Baba wants from us. And the experience with the Avyakt stage, the practices, and both stages, no, incorporeal and Avyakt, whilst being in the body. I've little bit shared already. But one of my favorite practices is that whilst even now at this moment, right now at this moment, talking, interacting, using the body, in the mind, holding that image of these two stars, this tiny living star who belongs to the Supreme Star. And these two beings come into the subtle region, meaning they enter into the awareness of drama, but they stay in that feelings of benevolence, in that soul aware state. Now, Shiv Baba uses the subtle Brahma, Bapdada, and both accompany the soul in the physical world. And so even whilst this mouth is moving, whilst talking, there is this experience of presence. Presence of Avyakt, Bapdada. The soul is also like an invisible star. And whilst practicing, attention is to that invisible level and not on the physical. Say that like washing dishes. I don't need to think all the time, oh, washing dishes and this dish had to go there and this. Physical actions are being performed, but heart and mind is pulled to that invisible. Baba is there at that invisible level. My sense of who I am is in that invisible star. And feelings of being a human being, those feelings disappear. I don't feel I am a female or a male, or I belong to a certain culture or a certain country. Transcend those feelings of being human. And even coming into Brahmin life is important. But even the sense of Brahmin we transcend to the angel. And so this living star in this aura of light is making this body move for God's task. My relationships are with these invisible stars who are guests in this world. And so whilst drama is going on, in the mind there is also the attention of the invisible. Zoom is such a good thing. Talking to all of you, but even physical bodies are not visible. So attention is not pulled to the visible. Attention is not pulled to the bodies, not even the bodily personalities. It is soul to souls. Invisible travelers, living stars who belong to that world of gold and silence and light. To that world of the family of benevolent, royal beings of light who look like stars. Beings who are like God, who belong to God forever. And so, whilst mouth is moving and talking and computer and whatever, but mind is absorbed in that. And the vibrations and the feelings and what that are experienced, that as if creates the atmosphere around. And also drama is becoming more and more complicated. It is the body consciousness within us, the egos, the false identities, you could also call it, that are pulled to the physical and to drama. But the soul identity is pulled towards God. The soul identity is pulled towards angels. And so one way that I sometimes talk to myself about this is, there is an angel here. We have like these two sides in us. There is one side is angel, and the other side is not angel, little demon. And sometimes not so little, sometimes this devil is little big and wants to crush the angel. But angel is innate, Angel is original. Angel is eternal. And the devil is acquired, developed over time and become big. Now this devil grows bigger, more I think thoughts of body consciousness. More I feed, more my mind is used by this devil, more this devil grows. So I give my mind to the angel. And the thoughts of the angel are about other angels, invisible stars. More I see the souls, more I am aware that I am a soul, an invisible visitor in this world. Nothing here belongs to me. Even this body doesn't belong. We don't own anything. We will have to give it back to nature when we leave. I don't own anything, don't lose anything. These are thoughts of angel. Angel loves to think about God. So more I do that, this little demon shrinks and the angel becomes bigger. And there comes a time when the angel is fully in charge again of this inner kingdom. And the angel will use the mind, the intellect, the body, the sense organs, 100% for God's service. Whilst the demon, all these ego put together, all these false identities, they just want superficial excitements and temporary pleasures and some praise for Rona. Angel is not interested in superficial pleasures. Angel is in love with God. Now our journey is letting the angel win all the time and not giving in to this little demon. Demon means Maya, means Ravan, means false identity. And this will die if I don't feed it. So this is how I practice. And when we sit down, of course, and you take time to really prolong sitting down yoga, you can really explore those feelings. But to also, Baba said in today's, the Murli we are revising, it should be all the time, not 8 hours, continuous, whatever we are doing. So I'm not sure what time it is. Shall we do some meditation, or is there some comment or thought? I'm seeing the invisible stars. So let us do some conscious practice. So as we keep the body comfortable, we consciously withdraw all our attention from the things around. Now we accept drama as it is. Whatever is going on in the world, we accept it. Whatever happened today, we accept. Whatever will happen is fine, is according to the drama script. We accept. Even this body, completely accept. There's even a feeling of gratitude for how the body serves the soul. But we consciously choose to withdraw all our attention from anything physical, even from the body. And as we are aware of the posture of the body, keep the back straight. You are aware of the breathing, aware of the heartbeat. But now also you become aware of the one who is using this body, the invisible experiencer, the one sitting behind the eyes, watching through the windows of the eyes, the one who is using the ears, the one who is making the mouth move and make sound, the soul. And with the eye of the mind, we perceive this invisible experiencer like a tiny star, a living being of consciousness, beautiful star, like a presence in the center of the forehead. This being is like a guest in the body, guest in this physical world. Invisible guest, angelic in nature. This is the real self, not Rona or the bodily personality. This is the real self, is an unearthly being of light. It's just visiting. And when this visit is over, soul will go back home. Home is the world of silence and light. That home of eternal belonging, Paramdham, home of the family of souls, home of God. All belong there forever. This is the real self. This is the spiritual identity. This is who we truly are. And the soul behind Brahma is also there. Soul behind Mama is also there. Soul behind Dadi also. And so as we go through the rest of the journey, we'll stay with this awareness that we are these living stars, invisible travelers, angelic beings, using for a short period of time this body as a vehicle. And we stay in the company of the other angelic beings, and the Supreme Being. Om Shanti.
Have a question? Murli was so powerful and very simple. And Roma Ben really explains very well with lots of love. So if anybody have a question, please ask her. This is her golden opportunity. It's very challenging to find out her. So this is your time today.
I'm Sister Elizabeth from San Diego. I don't have a question. Everything was so clear, so perfect, so sweetful, so powerful, so angelic stage, the meditation. But only I can say thank you, Baba, thank you, Drama, and thank you, Sister, for share. That's it. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
This is Abha. I was touched by the point that body serves the soul. It was very touching. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, I just have a question. You said that, Baba sends the souls down to do their task. So my question is Baba sending us, or are the souls, because of their own karma and their sanskaras, come into the world to perform the task?
Of course, it is our part and our karmas. But as a practice, it helps not to be detached and not to think I did or my karmas or I want, but to completely detached as if God is sending me. To not mix in any ego or any I and mine. It is a nice practice to as if say, okay, Baba, you're sending me. And in a way, Baba is guiding and instructing us. So whatever good karma is there is because Baba has been guiding us. But as a practice of detachment, not I want and I'm doing or I did, I have been successful. No, God has sent me. No I and mine in there. For His task, for His purpose. So to really bring that ego completely to zero is a very useful practice. Baba, I am the hand, and Baba is using the hand to do. And I feel this is a very useful practice for humility and complete detachment. But of course it is karma, of course it is our part, of course it is sanskars. But as a practice of humility, Baba does, Baba sends us. Make the self free from this I and mine. Hope that helps.
Okay. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Anyone else?
Sister Rona, you mentioned one time that we have to go play in Satyug. So can you share your experience about how you do it?
Actually, not only we play in Satyug, no, from that absolute incorporeal stage, soul in the home of souls. The whole of the drama is like a playground. So the soul goes and play with the body as a toy, nature, things are around our toys, situations are toys, interactions are toys, and we play the game. And of course, at the end of the cycle, the game has become tamopradhan. So now there are deceptive situations and there are all kinds of vices, and but still the soul is a player. But of course, at the end of the drama, we have forgotten it is a play. We have become totally trapped in the drama and immersed by it and engulfed by it, and we start to say I and mine. We've forgotten it is a play. And that is why we suffer. But the moment we become free, although it is tamopradhan drama, soul can still be aware. This is a game, playing the part. Body is just a toy to play the part with. And I remember, of course, now we are these 13 days for the soul of Dadi Janki, special meditations and offering of bhog. And so this memory came back from when Rona was still a young Brahmin in Europe and used to go to Oxford and London often and see Dadi Janki. And Dadi Janki was such a tiny, tiny lady, body so fragile, often sick. But many times she used to be so joyful, so playful, so happy, as if she's playing the game of life. That soul, not being bogged down by situations, but she was looking for the challenge of how to get Baba in there and how to be victorious over this situation. That attitude of game and using the skills, using Baba's knowledge to be victorious. And more we have that attitude of play now, even under provocation, even under provocative situations, then that nature of playfulness will go with us. And of course, the natural nature, the original nature of the soul, we say is peace, we say is love, we say is joy, of purity, of power. But playfulness is also the nature of the soul. Now, babies, when they're small, they naturally play. If they stop playing, something wrong with them. They're sick or they have some pain or whatever. But their natural nature is to play. You give them something, they play with it. You give them something else, they play with it. You give them a hand, they play with it. It is part, when we're secure, when we're in that awareness of immortality, eternity, secure, we naturally play. And the whole of the drama is actually for the souls to play. But we have lost this awareness. Body consciousness has made this drama so big, and so alive, and so important, and we get so sucked into it and identify and want and I and mine. We've forgotten to play the game. And then once we get back into that playful mode, then not only Satyuga is play, Treta is also play, Dwapar is also play, Kali Yuga is degraded, but still it is play. Soul can become free again, play the game. And God is our guide. But soul doesn't mean body, soul means this invisible star. So many different toys, even this body is a toy. But this requires reflection. We need to think about, because this is new, no? In the world today, nobody thinks like that. Coronavirus is just another chapter in the play. When people play games or sports, then there are oppositions, opposing, and you have to step up a little bit more. But those obstacles make you more strong, make you play the game with more skill. And this is a big game. But we are divine beings. God is teaching us how to play the game of life.
Yeah.
But playing is natural for the soul conscious soul. And once we are back into that, then Satyug will be a divine play.
Yeah, very beautiful. Thank you.
Brother Kanan, you like to ask?
Sister Rona, thank you so much. You have touched our the points in terms of why we have come to this world. There is always, there is a part to play in terms of service, especially this time. And I'm really touched the point how we have to be in the angelic stage, whatever the work we do. I always wonder, Brahma Kumar is a lot of sisters, only few brothers. So we have brothers also have a role to play. Thank you so much, sister. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Rutunjbai. Rutunjbai, you like to ask?
Hello, Om Shanti. Reading the Murli yesterday, I was just thinking about playing sports when I was in school, and they would tell you to always be in the zone, to focus and totally be in the zone. So that's what it meant to be in the Avyakt stage. Because if you are not in that stage, basically, you cannot bring about the establishment of the golden age. That zone has to be there 24/7. So that was a good reminder for me to read that again and now just focus. Whatever I do, be in the zone first. So I used to play a lot of sports cricket, and the coach would always say, "Are you in the zone? If you get out, you are not in the zone. You are not focusing." So that was very important to be reminded of and keep that practice in front of us every day, every moment, 24/7. So that was good. And the other point I liked, I'm surprised Gita Ben didn't mention it. At the end, said that brothers have to take care of the sisters and be the protection. So that's a good reminder for the brothers. So thank you for sharing and taking the time to share from New York. Om Shanti.
Yeah, Baba was saying, no, sisters are not always aware of what is it? When they're sometimes too innocent, and so brothers have to be around to be protective of the
Brothers
sisters.
are backbone.
Yeah.
Brothers, only in the conference age, Baba gave these opportunities, sisters, to lead the all the activity, and brothers have a major role, and they are playing their part. So we are very fortunate that Baba gave everyone the beautiful task.
Yeah.
Lisa, you'd like to share anything? Elizabeth, Lisa?
Lisa?
Yes.
Lisa, I still have to respond. I will soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Nothing, I was just listening, and regarding the brothers and sisters, I remember one time I heard one of the daddies was sharing that in this confluence age, it's so important to recognize why we are having the sisters in some centers, the brothers in some centers, the young ones in some centers, selected, or the elderly selected, because everyone has a purpose to work out their sanskaras, and for the sisters, especially the young ones, to develop their self-confidence and self-respect. For the brothers to melt their ego, because it is a long long-term sanskara that has been carried forward with them, and for them to step back and to notice that how much their ego is being challenged again and again and again and again, and the sisters, how much their self-respect is being challenged again and again. So everything that Baba has designed, it feels like there is a purpose behind it, and there has to be total trust in the way Baba has orchestrated this whole family together. So in this case, we will all crush and finish the areas that are hiding within the soul. You know, that was my take on that, you know, and I always understood, you know, why Baba includes me in some things, or Baba doesn't include me in some things. Not Baba, drama too. Because also we need to respect Baba's daughter, right? The drama. So, but it was lovely hearing, you know, always getting reminded about the separation of the soul from the role, and to keep, like as Brother Rutunjbai said, to stay in that zone. So that zone of silence, purity, and perfection, truth. So then we can enjoy and dance and play. Om Shanti.
And what was nice also, what Baba was pointing out now, that this ego of knowledge makes us careless. Because gyan and knowing is good, but then we get into the ego and we think, oh, I know it all. And then there's not that attention to practice.
Okay, so now we can say Va Baba Va and Va Drama Va. Rona Ben gave such a powerful hard time. And thank you. We have a silence and then we can say Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Thank you, Geeta Ben, for the opportunity. Thank you, Baba. Nice connecting with the West Coast.